Hello friends, we are trying to learn Python with simple question and answer format. In this part of the video, I have three questions on lambda functions. Knowledge of lambda function is very essential in Python programming. If you don't know lambda function, then probably you will not be able to manage data efficiently. So we'll see couple of questions and I expect you to try it on your own. So this is the first problem statement. You have to write a lambda function which will take a list as an input. As you can see, this is a sample list. Then you have to apply lambda with map function and you have to get the output which is 2 times the value. So 1 into 2, 3 into 6, 8 into 2, 16, 10 into 2, 20. You have to also solve this with list comprehension approach. So these are the two questions that you have to do. Then you have to apply a filter and you have to get only the odd values. Once again, you have to solve it using lambda along with filter functionality and a list comprehension approach. So the previous one you have to do with lambda and map and list comprehension, two different ways. This one you have to do with lambda and filter and list comprehension. Finally, there's a third one wherein you have to take an input and you have to multiply these values. 1 into 3, 3, 3 into 8, 24, 24 into 10, 240. The output has to be 240. For this, you would require a reduce function which is available in functools. What we are trying to learn? Lambda usage with map, filter, and reduce. Pause the video. Try to solve the first question. Once you are done, try solving the second question and the third question. Okay, I hope you would have been able to do it. Now I'm showing you the result. Okay, so the lambda function and map function. Here we take a list as an input and then we apply a map function. So this is the syntax. Please note, when you apply a lambda, the format of lambda function is input. So here let me say I1 as one input, I2 as another input, colon expression. So basically this part is the input. After input you write the expression where you want to apply the logic and that will be the returned value. So here when we use map function, map is a function which takes a function as the first parameter and the data on which the function has to be applied. This is typically an iterable. So here we have a map. L1 is an iterable. On this iterable, I want to apply the function and lambda is an anonymous function. So what will happen? The value of x, it will take 1 as the value of x. 2 times x will be the calculated value. The value of x will be then 3. 3 times 2 times 3 will be the value. Value of x will be 8. 2 times 8. Value of x will be 10. 2 times 10. And this will return back a object which will be multiplied by 2. Note, as the name says, map, the map function is to map this function to all values in this iterable. And because it returns a map object, we are applying a casting function list, and this will convert the map object to a list. So if I execute this code, you can see the output is 2, 6, 16, 20. The other way of solving it is using a list comprehension approach. In a list comprehension, you have to iterate through each item of the list. So you put the for loop here, and what logic you have to apply on each element of that, you put it here before the for keyword. So this will get iterated, and 2 times the value you will get for each value of x, and here is your output. Many people would have tried this as a solution as L1 multiplied by 2, assuming that multiplication by 2 will automatically happen. It will not give you the desired result. It will repeat the list. So 1, 3, 8, 10, 1, 3, 8, 10. This is why it is very important to understand the lambda function, and lambda function is often used along with map, filter, reduce. And there is one more function, apply, which is used when we work with a data frame. Okay, let's continue. This is not a right solution. Does not give desired output. Okay. Let us see the usage of filter. The filter function, as the name suggests, is to filter certain records. So once again, the filter function, like a map, requires 2 inputs. The first input is the function that you wish to apply on each and every element of the iterable. L1 is one iterable. Now lambda x, the input parameter, as you can see, lambda will take an input and an expression, and this is my expression. Here we are using the modulus function, which gives the remainder. So for value 1 modulus 2, the remainder will be 1, and that is not equal to 0. Because 1 is not equal to 0, this condition will be true, and all records where the condition will be true will be filtered and will get those records. Then 3 modulus 2, the remainder once again will be 1. It is not equal to 0. The condition becomes true. 8 modulus 2 will be 0. 10 modulus 2 will be 0. These conditions will be false. As such, we will get only the first 2 values. Those will get filtered out. List comprehension approach, if you have to apply the for loop, and we have to apply the condition x modulus 2 not equal to 0. Just this condition same we apply here, and we have to return back the same value, so this will not be there, x. This is the list comprehension approach of filtering the records. Finally, we have to see the reduce function. Let me just give here lambda and map, so you understand. Okay, this is what we did, and this one is lambda and filter. Now we see lambda and reduce. The reduce function is now available in functools package. So we'll use from functools import reduce L1, and our objective is for each value we need to multiply it 1 into 3 into 8 into 10. So here what we'll do is we'll give two parameters as input. L1 is the iterable that is passed as an input to the reduce function, and in lambda function we show x1 x2 to indicate there are two inputs which will come from this in the beginning. 1 3 will be x1 and x2, they get multiplied. In next iteration the multiplication will become x1 and 8 will become x2, and that will get multiplied. And the next iteration 24, which is 1 3 8 multiplier, will become x1, and 10 will become x2. 24 into 10 240, and we get the desired output. I hope you would have now understood the application of lambda function